Okay, so yesterday I started SOQL query and yeah, I told you why we use SOQL query and how can we write it. Okay, so today I'll teach you some keywords of SOQL query which we can also use. Okay, and where we can write SOQL query, we can write it in query editor, in trigger, and we can also write it in Apex class. Okay, so first I'm going to teach you wildcards which we use in SOQL query. Okay, so in you can say SQL, we also have wildcards, and we will study SOQL and SOSL in Salesforce. So in both query SOQL and SOSL, we have wildcards. Okay, so first which we have that is percentile, second underscore. Okay, so second type of wildcard is underscore. So when we will use, you can say percentile, and when we will use underscore. Okay, so if you want to query many characters, that time you will use percentile, and if you want to query only, if you want to fetch only one character, that time you will use underscore. Fetch many characters. Fetch one characters. Okay, means let's suppose we have some name Ram, Ram Kumar, Ram Kumar Prasad. Okay, so what I'm doing, if I'm writing RAM, then I'm writing percentile. Okay, I'm writing Ram percentile, and when I will execute it in query, so how many records I will get? I will get three records. Okay, so it will fetch all the character which are coming after Ram. So it will fetch to Ram also, Ram Kumar Prasad. Okay, but when I will write RA, then space, or you can send underscore. So how many records it will fetch? It will fetch only one record, that is M, Ram. Okay, second one and third one it will not fetch. Okay, so if you want to fetch many character, that time what you will use? You will use percentile. If you want to fetch only one character, use underscore. Okay, so we can also use some condition. You can say condition and clause. Okay, so first which we have, that is where. Okay, so if you want to write any condition, you can use where clause. Okay, जैसे कि I want to fetch the records. I want to fetch account records whose type is prospect. Okay, I want to fetch all account record whose type is prospect. So what we will do, we will put condition. Type should be prospect. So when you will put the condition, that time we will use where clause. Okay, how we will write it? Simple. Go to the query editor. Here you will write select name, type, rating from account, where type is equal to prospect, and click on execute button. Okay. So when I'll click on the execute button, I'll get all account records. So you can see how many records. There are 41 records. Okay. There are 41 account record whose type is prospect. So it's coming. Okay. So if you want to put condition, use where clause. So what I'm doing, I'm going to close all tab and I'm going to create one class. And inside the class, we will cover all the, you can say all the clause and all the keywords of the SOQL. Okay, so I'm going to create Visual Force page also. Okay, so I'm going to write one query, public list of account, write any name, use get set, and when I'm writing the query in constructor, means when page will reload, that time constructor will execute, and whatever logic we're writing inside the constructor, it will execute. So select name, rating, industry from account, where industry is equal to banking. Okay, so we have to break it when we will use the keyword. Okay, now code is correct. I'm going to save it. Okay, now what I'm doing, I'm going to iterate all the records in a table, apex column, value, acc dot name, type, industry. Click on preview button. As object row was retrieving. Okay, I think type we have not retrieved the data. Okay, I was getting one exception. I am fetching the record, but I have not written in query. That's why it was coming. Going to save the
सर सेव
code.
नहीं किया मैंने आपने सेव नहीं किया
Oh,
सर आप
oh, class is also not saved.
यस सर
Okay, now I'm
नाउ
getting the, you can say I'm getting the output. Okay, now what I'm doing, I'm going to put the limit also. How many reports you want to display? You can write it. Okay. So it's a good way to write the query. Okay. If you are working on any project, you are developer. So try to write the query like that. If you are using any keyword, follow uppercase. Okay. And when second keyword will come of SOQL query, break it. Okay. You have to break the line. Okay. So next is let's suppose there are two conditions. There are two conditions. You want to put two condition or more than two condition. So that time what you will do, what will be your approach, how you will achieve it.
And operator.
Yeah. And or we have two type of, you can say, keyword and or which we will use. Okay. So and if you want all conditions should be true, that time you will use and keyword. If you want any one condition should be true, that time what you will do, you will use or. Okay. Now what I want all conditions should be true. So I'm going to write two condition where industry is equal to banking and rating it should be cold. Okay. And rating is equal to cold. What I'm doing, I'm also going to create one integer type variable. Integer count record get set, in which I'll store all the record. Okay, if I am fetching 10 record, it should become here. If I am fetching 15, it should become here. So I'm going to use size. Why size? I'll get integer value, then I'm storing in count record, then I'm sending in Visual Force page. Copy the name, go to the Visual Force page, and here you can display the output. So click on preview button. Okay, I'm refreshing the page. So I put condition type.
No, industry, banking, and rating will be cold.
Yeah. Industry should be banking and rating should be cold. So how many records I'm getting? I'm getting 6 record.
Six.
Industry rating. Okay, I want industry should be banking, rating should be cold, and type should be prospect. So how we will write it? Again, and type should be prospect. Then clicking on save button. How many records I'll get now? I'll get only one record. Okay. Now what's the requirement? I want banking, industry should be banking, rating should be cold, and type should be empty. So how I will write it?
Change prospect to empty.
Mm-hmm.
Type should be empty, sir.
I
Type is
am
equals to null.
type is equal to null. Okay. Any other participants who would like to say anything here?
Yes, sir.
Hello, मैं चाहता हूँ कि industry should be banking, rating should be cold, and type should be empty. So how we will write it?
You can give type in like double inverted commas without giving anything. Yeah, single inverted comma.
According
Nothing
to
here.
Mark, we have to write like that.
You can give like that space.
Okay. Is it correct or shall we write any other thing?
I'm with Mark. अगर null लेंगे तो we can use is null or is not null, something like that. But ये सही है sir. Line number 11.
Okay, I'm gonna save it. Then I'm going to preview it. Yeah. Okay. So first, how we will identify? We have to write null, or you can say blank value. How we will identify? Okay. If you have to check type, which type of field it is, it's a means in type we are entering a string type value or number type value.
String type.
Okay, here I am going to add one field also. Number of employees. I'm going to save it. Copy it. Going to save it. Click on preview button. Now what's I want, I'm going to remove type and I'm going to remove rating also. Going to save it. Okay. So what I want to now what's the requirement? I want to fetch all the record whose industry is banking and number of employees blank or whatever you want to say. How we will write it?
Sir, in integer value we have to write null, or in string type value we have to make it blank.
Yeah. And number of employees equal to null. Going to save it. $33 records, not getting any employees. Okay. When I was teaching to you admin part, that time I also told you if values, if you are entering string type information, that time what we will use? We use is empty. In formula field, is empty means, or you can say is blank, like that. But if you are entering number type of information, you have to use is null. Okay. When you will use null for integer type value only.
Sir? Sir?
Yeah.
Sir, so that time like for is blank like you can use is blank on text as well as on integer.
Yes.
So like can you use the number of employee like it is an integer value, and can we use it as a blank value like single inverted comma? Yeah.
So not
So
we
for null,
enclose. We are getting error. For integer we have to write null. ब्लैंक इसके बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे बाद में, ठीक है. इन कोडिंग टर्म ब्लैंक विल टेक वन स्पेस. शर्मा जी,
हाँ जी सर।
कुछ कहना चाहोगे, ब्लैंक इंडेक्स घेरता या नहीं लेता?
नो सर।
इज देयर एनी डिफरेंस
So
बिटवीन नल एंड
can't we use undefined?
अनडिफाइंड मींस मैम?
Ma'am, sometimes we, oh, sorry, sir. Sometimes we use undefined for the value.
Here, okay, leave it. Where clause is completed and completed. Now what I want, what's the requirement? I want industry should be banking. If industry is not banking, so type should be prospecting. Any one condition should be true. How we will achieve it? Any one condition should be true.
So using or operator.
Okay, so we will use or operator. Okay, I'm going to view it, refreshing it. Industry should be banking. If industry is not banking, type should be prospect. So in three records, banking. If I'm getting agriculture, we will check type. Type is prospecting. Where type is null, that we have to check the industry. Industry is banking. So any one condition is true. Okay. So it's a way to write the condition. Do you have any doubt in this? Hina ma'am,
No sir.
any doubt till here?
No, sir.
Good. Okay. So condition part is completed from my side. Okay. Now we will learn another thing. First, I want to know how many return types we have in SOQL. Okay. It's important for interview purpose. This question is important for interview purpose. How many return type we can use in SOQL?
4, sir.
According to Ms. Raji, 4. Any other participants would like to say anything here? 1, 2, 3, 4, many.
Four.
According to Mukul, 4. अब हिना मैम का एक क्वेश्चन आया है कि रिटर्न टाइप क्या होता है, कोई हिना मैम को समझाओ। कोई है जो समझाएगा?
सर यस
यस।
सर रिटर्न टाइप मीन्स जैसे हम क्वेरी लिखते हैं तो ये हमें रिटर्न कर रहा है मीन्स डेटा
हम्म
रिटर्न कर रहा है ये।
हम्म।
तो जो चीज जो रिटर्न करता है वो मतलब जो क्वेरी है वो हमें रिकॉर्ड्स रिटर्न करते